Hi, my Glamettes. How are you? It's Wendy here again. I wanted to do a quick little review and tutorial because I posted the other day that I was in love with my new bdellium brushes. And I wanted to show you guys why. They're really easy to use. You can find them on our website, www.glamwhores.com, GLAMWHORES.com. This is the pointed foundation brush. And the reason why I love it is because it does fit right under your eyes, so you really don't need a separate concealer brush. You can use this really for everything. The reason why I love the slanted blush brush is because it's really full. You can see how big it is compared to my hand. It's really full, it's slanted. And it's great for contouring, and it's going to be great for blush. So it really is a time saver for me because usually I use two different brushes for my contouring and blush. So I'm going to show you guys how to utilize this to give you guys a faster routine in the morning. The only thing I'm wearing right now, please don't judge me, is a tinted moisturizer. It's the one from Revision. I absolutely love this moisturizer for a couple of reasons. First reason is because it does have the SPF 45. It's really important to remember to moisturize your face, but it's also important to protect your face. The sun damage, even though you don't see it immediately, is one of the main reasons why you can look much older than your age. It's the main reason that ages your skin, and really skin cancer is one of the higher cancers in the world, well, really in the United States right now. So it's really important that you protect your skin. Even if it's cloudy out, doesn't mean that the sun isn't allowed to do any damage to your skin, or it's not going to do any damage to your skin. Another reason why I really like this one is because it's a tinted moisturizer, and really anyone could use it. You don't use it as a foundation, you just use it as a moisturizer for your skin, and it doesn't have that smell of SPF like most tinted moisturizers do, so that's another reason why I love it. It also gives me that dewy finish. They do also do a matte version, and I will tell you guys where to find this online later on because it's really difficult to find, and they don't even list the prices online, so I'll give you guys the information to get that. So let me get started. One of the main things that I do in the morning, I have really dark circles under my eyes, so I like to use the Maybelline Dream Lumi in the Radiant Eclatant color. It's like a peach color. I just like to use it as a highlighter under my eyes. In the morning, I always look a wreck. So I always put it above my eyebrows too. I haven't waxed my eyebrows for a while. I'm trying to grow them out to make them look fuller, so don't judge me. I'll show you guys a little trick on how to make those little itty bitty hairs disappear. So I rub this in, get it in the corner also, because that shadow can also make you look really tired. So I like to spread it out on my cheeks as well, just to do kind of a double brightening. I did put a little too much here, so I'll highlight the rest of my eye and area. I do have a lot of redness in my skin also, so this helps to cut back on the redness. I will usually leave the eye part because I do want it to look a lot more highlighted as it goes. You guys see that honker I got going there? Ugh. I'll show you guys how to cover that up too. Thank goodness for my Glam Glow clarifying mask, because otherwise it'd be much bigger. So I'm gonna do my concealer first. I usually mix two concealers just because I like a heavier coverage. I do two concealers, but really you can just use whatever you normally use. I usually do two concealers, which is the MAC Select Cover Up, which really isn't meant to be a concealer, but then I also use the Makeup Forever Full Cover, which I really like. My partner loves this because they have a matte formula. She has really oily skin. So they do the matte formula in the concealer, and they also do the matte formula in the foundation. So if you guys have really oily skin, go to Sephora and ask them for a sample. They're always willing to give samples. I just got a bunch of samples this weekend while I was doing a little bit of research. So I'm using my pointed foundation brush from bdellium. It's number 949. So I already did my highlighting, so you just take it, and you can do the stippling effect, or you can do just a normal stroke. I like the stippling effect because I just feel like I'm not rubbing off any of the product. Same place that I highlighted with the pen is the same place I usually will apply my concealer. So there's that, and then see how easily it just fits right in. And then the highlight, you can barely see the little hairs now. So that's a little trick that you guys can do when you haven't gotten your eyebrows touched up. You can take concealer and literally just paint over them. Sometimes I use a wax depending on how bad it is, but if you don't know how to use the wax, it's not really called for, but so I kind of use my concealer in kind of my problem areas. I have a lot of redness in this area, so I usually go a couple strokes there. Now for that honker. Again, I'm taking my concealer for it. And you don't really want to rub this. You do want to take the tip of your brush and kind of tap it. And you want to tap around it. And I do have a little bit of breakouts in this area, so I just go over it with my concealer, and then I'll go over it with my foundation as well. So that's that. I just love this brush. Look at how easily it just goes right under the eye, above the eye, under the eyebrows. It's just amazing. I'm so happy with this brush. I use their flat foundation brush too, which I also love, but this one really did it for me. Now you can't make one like this disappear, but you can definitely cover up the redness on it. So there's that. Concealer. Next, I'm taking my Makeup Forever. I use the regular one, HD one, and I'm taking my IT Cosmetics. I love this foundation. But I do find I like mixing both of them just because the shade, neither shade for me are exactly what I need. So I just like to mix the two. You don't have to. I'm just picky like that. I usually use a beauty blender too, which is fantastic. But a lot of people, for some reason, have a hard time using it. So I'm just gonna show you guys with this, and then I'll do another tutorial on the beauty blender. But this, you just stipple, and the stippling is really just a painting kind of term. Make sure you run it all the way down so that you don't have a line here. And you, of course, when you're using a good foundation and you have your match, you don't really have to worry so much about that, but at least try your best to get it to blend with the rest of your neck. With a foundation, you do want to look for something that sort of matches more of this area for your skin. You don't want to go lighter here because obviously you'll see the separation of it. Your concealer, you do want to go a little bit of a lighter shade just so it can give you that more of the awake feel or the awake look. And of course, to cover up some of the imperfections that you might have. Like I have the dark circles and sometimes I have bags under my eyes. So, and just so you guys know, I did put under eye moisturizer on prior to doing this. I forgot to mention that. But you do want to use that because you don't want to have like that crackle effect. And see how smooth it all just comes together with this. Very simple to use. I'm in love with this brush. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Couldn't be happier with it. So that's it. So that's foundation application. And really, you know, you don't have to use a really expensive foundation as long as you have the color that matches for you, and as long as you're happy with the texture that it gives you. If you have oily skin or dry skin, look for something that works for your skin. You don't always have to go above and beyond and go spend $70 on a Chanel foundation. I have great foundations that I've bought at Walmart or, you know, any regular drugstore. So it really is your preference. I'm using my Bare Minerals bronzer in High Dive. I got this a really long time ago, but it's my favorite thing to use as a contouring powder. And that's the color of it. As you can tell, it's a lot darker. I don't really use it as a bronzer. I don't really use a bronzer because I feel like the color of my hair, and if I use a bronzer, it just looks a little bit too monochromatic, and I just feel like it looks fake. I like kind of having more of that creamy color in my skin. So I'm taking the brush, the slanted blush brush. It's the number 990 for bdellium. And I just put a little bit there. Tap it. Don't blow on your brush. You're just spreading germs that way, and you don't want germs. So for contouring, the easiest way for you to contour is if you take your brush and you go right under your cheekbone right here. That's where you want to contour, right there. And you want to contour right there. So right above, kind of like that slanted line. So I'd always make the dumbest faces when I'm putting makeup on, I think, as most girls do. So very simple to use this brush as a contouring. You really don't even have to stroke. You can just kind of pat it on. And there's the contour. Very simple to use, especially for someone who doesn't have experience in contouring. This is a phenomenal brush to start with, and then eventually you can just kind of start playing with other brushes. So you can see the big difference when you contour your face. It makes a difference. Very simple. What a difference putting makeup on is, huh? Maybe that's why I love it so much. So that's with that brush, contouring with that. Makes it really, really, really simple. So now I'm using my NYX blush that I found. I found this at Target. It was $5. It's a terracotta color. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it does have like a really slight shimmer in it, which is great to use as a highlight. So I'm using the same exact brush. Again, gonna make a really dumb face, I think, as all girls do. Just smile. Make sure that you're not coming over too far on your cheeks, the apples of your cheeks. And if you do, use this brush to sort of clean it up or blend it out or whatever you want to do. Very simple. And I like to just kind of add the color above my eyes because there's not really a whole lot that I do to my eyes like on a regular day if I'm just going to work. But that's pretty much it. This is my daily routine. This is my boring daily routine. I hope it helped you guys out. I hope that you guys will try these brushes out and you guys will fall in love with them the same way that I did. For the IntelliShade, you can find it at pureskindermatology.com. They're distributors for it. It's obviously a dermatology office, so they know what they're talking about. And they have a couple of other brands that you guys can also try. I think this might be the only tinted moisturizer that they actually have. But give them a call or go on their website and find out how much it is, because I honestly don't remember, but I'm sure that you guys will love it. And again, these two brushes, you can find them on our website, www.glamwhor ES. Thank you so much, Clements, for joining me. And I will see you guys at my next tutorial. I like to call them toots. And my next review that I'm going to do on a couple of other products that I found at Target. So we'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.